Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for tuning in to NBA Got Game TV. When it comes to the NBA draft, you never know how a drafted player will turn out at the end. Too many times the players with extremely high expectations not perform at the same level as they did when they played in college. And on the other hand, many times the players perform well where nobody expected it. However, another interesting situation is when some of the best college players get selected way too late. So in this video we will feature 4 players that simply got disrespected on draft day. And just to be clear, we're not talking about draft steals, where a player that nobody knew gets picked late. We're talking about well-known college players. But before we start, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Also underneath the video you will see the link to our Facebook page. Likes are highly appreciated. And I would say let's go. We're gonna start off our list with Nick the Quick Van Exel. If you watched NBA basketball in the 90s, then you know what a spectacular point guard Nick Van Exel was. That guy was the real deal. A super quick point guard that could run the floor and with a deadly stroke. Helping the LA Lakers to be relevant again in the mid-90s, Van Exel had an up and down career due to his temper. But nobody could deny his skills on the basketball court. In his late 20s, Van Exel learned how to control his temper. But many years earlier, not too many teams were willing to give him a chance, even though he was known to be one of the most talented players in the draft.
But away from the friendly confines of Cincinnati, Nick began to display his resentment toward authority. At a workout in Seattle, he clashed with coach George Karl. Then he skipped workouts in Charlotte, twice. By draft day 1993, Van Exel's reputation was in free fall.
Nick had been very comfortable and secure in the University of Cincinnati. Now he's out and he's got nobody that he could depend on, and it disintegrated on him.
On draft day, 28 NBA teams passed Van Exel by. But while others saw trouble, Lakers GM Jerry West saw a diamond in the rough.
It really doesn't matter where you're drafted. That's not even important. It's what you do once you're drafted.
The Los Angeles Lakers selected while we were away Nick Van Exel, the excellent point guard out of Cincinnati.
I said, no matter where I go, what team I go to, I'm going to succeed, I'm going to be successful, and I'm going to be happy. And to be drafted by the Lakers, that was unbelievable for me. From Kenosha, Wisconsin to LA, you couldn't ask for anything more.
And the next player on our list is Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is one of the best players of the last decade. Named the truth, Paul was the face of the Boston Celtics for many years and brought the championship back to Boston. When he was a college player, he was widely considered to be a top 3 pick. But on draft day, everything changed.
In the 98 draft, I'm watching at my dad's house. You're falling for some reason. You were supposed to go first or second, you drop. And this is like very early internet, there's no Twitter. And we're like, what's going on? Does he have like a drug problem? Like, what's happening? This guy was, and it's like, can he fall to 10? Could Dirk fall to, and all of a sudden at number 9, you and Dirk were still on the board. The Celtics were picking 10. Dallas, I think, or Milwaukee took him to Dallas. We got you at 10. I honestly, that's the closest I'll ever feel to winning the lottery. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was projected to be like a top 5 pick.
Yeah. I
thought I was going to Vancouver, number 2. And like
Thank God.
2 or 3 of the guys in the top 10, I never even heard of.
Right.
Like truthfully, I never even heard of Dirk Nowitzki because it wasn't like he was on the college circuit. I followed the guys who were in college. I didn't know who Jason Williams was. I guess because he got suspended and didn't play that year. And
so that was, but
it's just like,
my theory on this stuff though, it's probably great for you, right? Like you must have taken it personally. You get a big, nice fat chip on your shoulder and then you go.
Well, if you go back and re-look at the draft, I remember saying like, you know what? There's gonna be 9 other teams that's gonna regret not picking me.
Yeah.
And, because I knew how hard I worked and I knew that what I said, I was gonna be able to back it up because of my hard work. And I wasn't ever scared to put myself on the line.
All right, my name is Paul Pierce. Every team drafts me, I'm gonna be happy to just, have this opportunity to play in the NBA.
With the 10th pick in the 1998 NBA draft.
Hopefully, I'll go somewhere where I can play right away.
The Boston Celtics select Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce
slipped down to the 10th spot in the draft, and a lot of people were wondering why. He has been a great acquisition for the Celtics.
Oh, second half, I'm going to turn it up.
From underneath, a beauty by Paul Pierce.
And the next player on our list is Gilbert Arenas. Despite all the controversies that come with the name Gilbert Arenas, it's hard to deny that for a few years, he was one of the best players in the NBA. He averaged almost 30 points a game for 2 consecutive seasons. He was an unstoppable scoring machine and on the verge of becoming an NBA superstar. But on draft day, it probably looked like he wouldn't be drafted at all.
The Zero rose to become a starter as a freshman and a hero as a sophomore, helping to lead Arizona to the NCAA title game in 2001.
After my first year, I'm like, maybe I could make the NBA. I was like, well, I'm going to test it out and see what it's like. And left.
Just as Arenas seemed to be within reach of his dream, doubts continued to follow him. One by one, players were chosen in the first round as teams underestimated the underdog, leaving Gilbert a trail of broken promises.
Sacramento told me there's no way I will get past them at 25.
The Sacramento Kings select Gerald Wallace from the University of Alabama.
But somehow I went to 31.
He was so upset when he dropped to the second round, and we told him sometimes things happen for a reason.
Next on our list, Michael Redd. When you talk about one of the best shooters in the 2000s, Michael Redd sometimes gets overlooked, as many other times in his career. He played a really great college career, even though he wasn't the most flashy player. He did his job on the court in a solid and efficient way. At his peak, he averaged 27 points a game in the NBA and proved what was already shown when he was in college. This guy can hoop. On draft day, however, many teams seem to have forgotten about Redd.
Redd fires inside the arc for 2. What a gunslinger he is.
I left Ohio State early. It was a major decision in my life at that time, and I always wanted to play in the NBA.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2000 NBA Draft in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I didn't go to the draft. I watched it at home.
With the first pick, the New Jersey Nets select Kenyon Martin.
My expectations were like anybody else's, to be a lottery pick.
DeMar Johnson of the University of Cincinnati. Chris Mim from the University of Texas.
To go in the first round.
Amadou Njai, Primoz Brezic, Eric Barkley.
To be one of those guys that can help my family.
Number 29, that's the last pick of the first round. Let's go to the Commissioner David Stern.
With the 29th pick, the Los Angeles Lakers select Mark Madsen.
But it didn't work out that way. So at that point, I'm like, I don't know if I would get drafted. And so you go deep into the second round, it's like, oh boy.
With the 36th pick, with the 39th pick, with the 42nd pick.
You see like your dreams and your visions, you crash right in front of you. It was one of the toughest nights of my life. It still motivates me to this day, and something I'll never forget. I was upstairs, just me and my dad, just upstairs hanging out.
Let's see what the Bucks do here at number 43.
With the 43rd pick in the 2000 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Michael Redd from Ohio State University.
At that point, I didn't really care whether it was first round or second round. As long as I got my name called, that's all that mattered. Having faith in God was really key at that moment, because through adverse times, you'll find out what your character is all about. The very next day, I went to work, running hills, doing whatever it took to get in shape, to be prepared for camp.
Hey, and thanks for watching this video. We really hope you enjoy our content, and if you'd like to support our channel, you can do these things. First, subscribe to our channel and click the notifications button so you will always be up to date when we upload a new video. And also check out our Facebook page, you will find the link underneath the video. Likes are very appreciated. Thanks a lot.